At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Really love this brand because first off, the products are quality. I have amazing hydration. You guys can see the shine. You guys can see the definition.
Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Do me a favor. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. Got a couple of announcements before we jump into today's or tonight, wherever you're at, this morning's topic. We're rolling to Senegal. We are rolling to Senegal. Man, it's already almost January. It's already almost February. We are almost in the month of February, y'all. That is crazy, y'all. That is come so fast. It has come by so fast. We're already almost done with the first month of the year. Man, already. So we are rolling to Nigeria, August 3rd to the 12th, August 3rd to the 12th for the Osun Festival. If you are interested in joining us, please visit Danfo, DANFO.Africa. Again, please visit Danfo, DANFO.Africa to learn more. We will love to have you. We'll love to host you. We're also rolling to Senegal for the Jazz Festival. That is May 27th through June 4th. Then we're going to Zanzibar, September 21st to the 30th for Safari Blue. Then at the end of the year, we are hitting up Namibia and South Africa. This is a 2-for-1. Namibia and South Africa. That is going to be November 7th through the 18th. So if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo, DANFO.Africa. Again, please visit Danfo, DANFO. Oh, y'all, I'm in the wrong. I'm tripping. Listen, I accidentally clicked on the wrong stream that I wanted to do, but that's okay. We're going to roll with it. So what we'll do tomorrow, we'll do the Tired of Racism, Why Mexico stream. We'll do that tomorrow. And today we'll speak on Fat Joe. Guys, I accidentally clicked the wrong stream because I was planning on doing this stream like a month ago. Last month, I just never got to it. But we're here now. So listen, let's rock out regardless. Let's rock out. So guys, hit the like button. Also make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Today's topic, and this is bigger than Fat Joe. This is more than just Fat Joe. Why in hip hop do non-blacks get a pass to say the N-word? I'm noticing that. And then a lot of black people will defend non-black people using the N-word. Now, me personally, I'm like, let's cancel the N-word. Let's cancel it. This idea that if you take the ER away and replace it with an A, it's not the same. I don't believe in that logic. Sometimes on our platform, some people slip up and use the N word, but for the most part, I'm anti N word. Again, I'm anti N word, but it's to the point now people are so comfortable using it. It's like it's part of the culture. Like the N word has became the bro. What's up, bro? Or the homie. Like the N word has become homie, has become bro, as it's replaced that. But you see just a lot of non-blacks using it. And guys, it's not a New York thing. They're doing it in Cali. Like all these other groups, it's not just the NYC thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They are doing it in Cali as well. I don't know. AJ is. I don't know. AJ Niger. It's a lot of non-blacks because I'm from California and everybody in California uses the N word now, and I can't stand it, except for white people. But every group of, I guess the term will be minorities, they just use the N word. It is so cringe. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Well, Jay, it's in the West Coast too. Right, because well, I'm not really around other groups of people here in Atlanta in the South. So I'm not sure. But everywhere else, like in California, trust me, all these other groups, Asians, Cambodians, Mexicans, all the Latinos, all the Asians, they use the N word freely. And black people give them a pass. You said Matt Hoffa should have checked him. Yeah, Fat Joe is a white Latino. Again, Fat Joe is a white Latino. And it just shocks me how he gets a pass said N word. You might as well let Eminem say it too. Again, you might as well let Eminem say the N word as well. If you're going to get fat, that's how I look at it. I look at it as if Eminem saying it. If you're going to give Fat Joe a pass. Jay Saturday, as far as rappers, I mean, I don't know, but all these other groups of people, they use it in California. Trust me. In Cali, they using the N word freely. Yeah, but for some reason, hip hop gives him a pass, and I just don't understand why. Like the black community, I know we're talking about the N word, but the black community here in America, there is nothing sacred. Like nothing is sacred. Now, I'm not saying we got to defend the N word or make the N word sacred, but there is nothing sacred at all amongst the black community here in America. We give everything away. We let everybody partake in whatever we do. Yeah. It's just it's what it is. We don't really defend anything. There's no level of protection. Blacks in Puerto Rico are second-class citizens in NYC. Darker skinned Ricans has been in the projects together from 1950s, heavy intermarriages, but used the N-word willy-nilly. Yeah, but Fat Joe's not black. Fat Joe's not black. No, there are black Puerto Ricans, but Fat Joe's not one of them. Fat Joe's not one of them. Well, guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. You are more than welcome to click on a link and call in. Again, you're more than welcome. Fat Joe said every time Al Sharpton sees him, I believe it. I believe that I wouldn't put that past Al Sharpton. Did y'all see Al Sharpton doing the cash mob at Costco, out of all places? I mean, Al Sharpton could have went to all these black-owned businesses. Al Sharpton, that Al Sharpton could have went to. He went to Costco because of the DEI program, because they haven't eliminated the DEI program, in which the numbers are out. Black people only, I guess, receive maybe like 5% of these DEI jobs. Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh, let me pull this up real quick. Let me pull this up. Hold on, where's this at? Let me pull this up real quick. Yeah, black people are the beneficiaries of like 4% of DEI initiatives. Hold on, I gotta pull this up. I just had it pulled up too. Here we go. So this is what some black people are canceling other black people over this right here. Here's the numbers. If anything, black people should be pissed off about this. Here we go. Black people only comprise 4% of DEI positions in the workplace. You can't make this up. Hold on, where's the chart? There is an actual chart that okay, guys, it's freezing. I'm sorry about that. There's a lag. Guys, it's probably the site that's causing this. It's hold on, let me close one of these windows. And I was muted, you guys. Casanova, go ahead.
Peace, peace, Dynast. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the topic of the show. It's been real hot lately. Well, it ain't really been hot, but you know the controversy with the FBA and them wanting to cancel Fat Joe. I saw an interview Fat Joe gave. I want to say it was like a decade ago, and he was saying in the interview that he said the N word to a black dude, and the black dude said, "Hey, you don't call me that." Like, and he was saying like, "Hey, you know what I mean?" Like, and I never liked Fat Joe, you know, so I never understood why people were okay with him saying that. Like, this is a blue-eyed white Puerto Rican, but because he grew up in New York or whatnot, and he came up around the time in the hip hop scene, he feel like he's entitled to say the N-word. He can say that to anybody. And I just think people like him, they're put on a pedestal in our community. Like people kind of, you know, like they give him too much clout. I never liked his rhymes. Like anytime I heard a Fat Joe that I was listening a song of a Fat Joe that was good that I was listening to, was a feature with somebody, a feature with a black rapper. But him standing alone, like I've never heard a stand alone. One, let me take that back. Lean back, and that was like it
Yeah,
wasn't
that
even hot that long.
who was the lean back? It was old girl, right? Was Remy Ma in lean
I
back?
think it was it. I think she was in like the remix or something like that. But I want to say that's probably like his hottest joint, and I ain't gonna lie, it got a couple plays, but it wasn't nothing that was like super popular, you know.
No, but lean back was a hit. I mean, to be honest. But Fat Joe had another song that was pretty hot. I'm trying to I can't
You talking
think of
about that one with J Lo?
what was the song?
That What's Love Got to Do?
It was another one too.
Fat Joe, Fat Joe. You see, I was a big Pun fan. I liked a couple of Big Pun songs, you know, but Fat Joe never really resonated with me.
Okay. AJ and I just said she was on the original. Yeah, I knew Remy Ma was on the original one.
Okay, she was on the original.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know. I just know I used to hear it, and because it was an easy thing to do and it was catchy, you know, like, hey, why not? You know,
Right.
but I never really he ain't black, bro. Like, never really thought it was okay for him to say the N-word.
Hmm. Well, let me read this super chat. Rosa Maffa. Turns out he had racist Latino supremacy views and felt it was Latinos' time to take over hip hop from the Morenos. Yeah, that's those are facts. Those are facts. Guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in after the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in after the conversation. Rosa Maffa, thank you for the $5 holla. Greatly appreciate it.
And this ain't no hate to Fat Joe, Jody Crack or nothing like that, but it's facts over feelings, man. Like
Right.
I mean, he gotta, at this point, he gotta understand the nuances that's going on in the community. But I don't expect him to, because I don't think he was, even then when he was coming up in the hip hop scene, he had his certain niche area. He wasn't fully around with everybody, kicking it with everybody, you know. He had a
Right.
couple people that he kicked it with, mainly people like P. Diddy, you know. He was real clicked up hard with P. Diddy. So but he got to know the conversations that's going on right now. So like we moving away from that, or we trying to move away from that kind of vernacular where we addressing people as the N-word. Yeah, he just can't be too out of touch at this point. Has he said it recently? I don't know. I don't really
No,
follow Fat Joe.
on interviews he says it.
Oh, really?
Fat Joe's always dropping the N word, especially in interviews.
Oh, yeah, he did just say something about FBA too.
Yeah,
He said the
they're broke.
foundational
They're
broke
broke.
authority, whoever these broke, and then he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he do still say it. But I don't really follow dude. Like he never really appealed to me. So
Guys, links in the chat room. Links in the chat room. If you want to call in after the conversation, you can. Kasha, what's going on with the ICE raids in Chicago?
bro, it's cracking out here, man. It's cracking, man. Like they rounding people up for real. And now you got news outlets that they're like, it's almost like they're trying to cape for these people. They're making it seem like people are afraid to go to work. Like, bro, I just went to work today. I ain't got no problem with going to work. You know who's scared to go to work? People who shouldn't be here.
Right.
People who came here illegally. So I seen several videos of them, rounding a couple people up, hemming them up, and arresting them, and people recording it like, oh, why they putting them in cuffs? Like, what are they supposed to do? When you break the law, you get put in cuffs, right?
Exactly.
And these are the people who they're around, who they gathering right now. These are not like just normal, migrants who may have a job, but these are like violent offenders. These are
Right.
criminals, people who done committed robbery and even some have committed murder.
Hey, did you
So,
see the Haitian dude? I ain't going back to Haiti.
hey man, I was crying laughing at that, bro. F Donald Trump, man. I'm not going back to Haiti, bro. You finna be on the first
Yeah,
plane
you on
back
the
over
first.
there.
You on the first thing smoking.
He about to go right back over there with barbecue and get down with them.
What barbecue? Go kick it with barbecue, guys.
Hey,
Links in the chat room. Go ahead, Kasha. Go ahead.
that was hilarious though, bro. That my thing is though, why they have to? I ain't seen nobody saying I ain't going back to Venezuela. Why they
Yeah.
have to put the black man up there? You know, like
I
why they
mean,
got to make us skeptical of us all the time?
because he was the loudest and dumbest.
I love Obama. Yeah, Joe Biden. I love Obama. I love Joe Biden. Man,
And Obama was known as the deporter in chief.
hey, Obama deported more people than any other president in U.S. history.
Yeah, but Obama is Black Jesus, so he gets a pass on everything.
Basically, you can't say nothing about Obama.
Yeah,
You say something
and
about Obama,
yeah.
you crazy.
Yeah. Why he turned a black man down?
I know, right? Is he black though? Like, you know, is he black?
Per I guess U.S. standards, yeah, he's black.
Yeah, I guess so. I heard they supposed to be getting a divorce though.
That's gonna be interesting because she didn't show up to she didn't show up to Jimmy Carter's funeral. She didn't show up to Trump's inauguration. So you
Okay.
never know.
Okay.
It'd be crazy. Has there ever been a U.S. president that got a divorce? Because even with Bill Clinton, him and
That's
Hillary
who I was.
took it out. You know what I
That's
mean?
who I was looking at. Aren't they still legally married?
That's what I'm saying. They are.
Yeah. That's who I was gonna point to. But if not them, then yeah, nobody.
Yeah, I
And
don't
it
know if
would be
U.S. president got divorced.
it would be the black. It would be the black president family, right?
Right.
But here's my thing. I told people this a long time ago. And this is just my belief. I believe Obama is LGBT. I don't believe Obama is straight, bro. It's just a weird way of how they interacted, how they met. If you read his autobiography, the man said he thought about being gay once. I don't know any straight man who's ever said anything like that. I thought about being gay once, like you thought about wearing a pair of shoes one day or something like that. Like you could just, oh yeah, well, why don't I be gay today? Like I've never heard anyone say that. So that his mannerisms, um, also the way that the children were conceived, that what they weren't conceived naturally.
Whoa. What do you mean they weren't conceived naturally?
I heard they were test tube babies.
Well, we don't know that, man. We got to get the facts on that. We can't be spreading misinformation. We don't.
I ain't gonna spread no misinformation. Why don't we look it up right now, Dynast?
How would you look that up?
Type Google. Was the Obama children conceived naturally? I believe I read this at a trusted source too. This was a .org or a .net.
Yeah, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know. Yeah, we don't want to put out, misinformation like that.
Yeah,
That's tabloid. That's tabloid. Grocery store checkout aisle stuff. So
yeah, I understand.
Yeah. We don't know. We don't have the facts behind that.
He was attracted to white women. I still
Well, yeah. I mean, that's whatever.
Yeah, I still believe he was. And it's just like anybody who's raised, I'm not gonna say anybody, but it's usually like people who are raised by, white folks. They kind of turn out weird, with their sexualities a lot of times. Now, are there some good cases?
Not necessarily. I know a lot of weirdos who were raised by black folks. I mean, you gotta understand, black people are the ones leading the charge now for, men playing sports with women. So
Yeah. Hey, black people try to out white folks at everything, So
right.
we're gonna out white the white man at his game too.
So guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. If you want to call in after the conversation, You're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Guys, it's warming up here in Atlanta. Thank God. Man, I don't know how y'all do it in Chicago, Castronova.
Yeah, bro. It's not too cold here.
What's
You
what's
know,
what's, what's the weather right now in
right
Chicago?
now it's about 30, 37.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
You from Cali though?
It don't matter, man. I can't do it.
Hey,
Like
I'm
somebody
a
was telling me like last week in Chicago, it was like what 0 degrees damn near wind chill like last week.
last week it was colder in Chicago than it was in Antarctica.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So we have at least two, maybe three polar vortexes each winter. Right now we ain't gotten to the cold month. February is the coldest, darkest month in Chicago. It's like you barely even see the sun.
Yeah, I'm good. That's y'all can have it.
And I'm thinking about moving a little bit further up north, man.
Where?
Minnesota or something.
Why?
I don't know. It's something different, you know. Like I'm used to the Midwest too, and I don't want to have too much of a cultural shock going. Like I don't go down to the South and stuff like that. Like
Somebody said it was -10 in Chicago. Yeah, I'm good, bro.
it
Y'all.
really was. It wasn't -10. It was actually like with the wind chill, it was like -19.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Y'all got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I still went outside and like cause we hot body up here, man. People still be doing drills and like in sub-zero freezing temperature, like don't nobody care, bro. Like it's like we used to it now.
All you. Listen, I ain't gonna stop y'all. That's all you. That's
What's
all
that
you.
temperature where you at? You in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's like 50 right now. That's freezing.
And didn't y'all get some snow?
We got some slow last week.
Man, they was going crazy. I saw somebody giving a snowman a haircut.
Mhm. So next week is gonna be in the 60s. Thank God. I'm sorry, this week, because it's only Monday. Yeah, so this week's gonna be in the 60s. Thank God. I can't do it.
What's your ideal weather, Dynas?
I need mid 80s, high 90s.
You said high 90s?
Well, low 90s. I'm sorry. But
Oh,
I do
okay.
high 90s. I
Oh,
would do high 90s and hundreds before I do some -10 degrees.
I would agree with you with that because at the end of the day, I am a tropical climate animal. So
Yeah.
I just don't like being too hot because then it's really difficult for me to go to sleep.
All right.
Like especially if there's no AC, if I ain't got no access to no fan. Not that I don't, but in some areas you probably ain't gonna have no AC. Like yeah, bro. It gets super hot here in Chicago.
I know Midwest gets super hot.
Yeah, so we call it Siberia in the winter,
Mhm.
and we call it Chirac in the summer because not because of the killing and stuff, but because it really get hot
The
like
the kill
Iraq.
the killing too.
Yeah, that dude.
Hey,
That's it.
your boy, Little Dirk. How you think that's gonna end up for him?
Man, hey, Dirk not getting out. Dirk not getting out. He gonna spend the rest of his life in jail.
You think so?
He's good. I didn't mean jail. I meant prison.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna spend the rest of his life in prison. He's not getting off. They got him for 2 murder for hires, and not just that. Uh, the old Block Five haven't even been sentenced yet. Like they're tying all that stuff together.
Well, those are the ones that snitched. Didn't people snitch on them
With the old Block Five,
or whatever?
Lil
Just-
Durk, they said someone wore a wire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yep. And here's the thing: like, how many gangster movies did he watch growing up where somebody was wearing a wire?
I just don't think these dudes are that bright. If you
They're
ask me.
not. They're not. Like I was watching a video of Lil Reese. Lil Reese is in prison right now for like 5 years in Texas. All he do is catch domestic violence charges. All he do is beat women.
Uh-huh.
And these are the people that the black community pedestalize. Like they
Right.
idolize these people. Like,
See, I knew something was up when when Little Dirk turned Muslim.
oh yeah, he flipped Muslim.
yeah. When he became Muslim, I knew something was up. I'm like,
And then
oh
he made a
boy.
statement about it and everything. Like, hey, I'm not a
Yeah,
gangster no more. Yeah, all right, bro.
yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
they was on this trail at that point. The lawyer had told him, hey, you need to try to clean your image up, and because they had already had a case on them. Because that activity happened in like 2022. And the
Right.
crazy part is your homie caused it. Your homie started it, bro.
Who's my homie?
Huh? Not your homie.
Oh, okay. I'm
Dinosaur.
like, yeah, what my homie doing out here?
I mean, Dirk's homie. Look, King Von.
Right. Hey, he got killed out here in Atlanta. Hey,
Yeah,
last question. Kind of off topic still. Did they ever find the killers of Zach TV?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I heard something. I heard that they did, but I ain't really look into it. Like, cause Zach got killed like a decade
Years
ago.
ago. Yeah, years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like one of the first real media outlets for Chicago, and I just
Uh-huh.
didn't understand, why anyone would want to kill him because he was
Right.
going to every side and just giving every side exposure. So it's like, why would
Mhm.
you want to take that out?
Yeah. Let's see here. King Kaz, go ahead.
Hey, peace. What's going on? Shout out to you, Dynasty Mir. I wanted to give a shout out to you, brother, because you went over with my uncle. I think you were in Sierra Leone when he got his dual citizenship.
Who's your uncle?
Sean Walton. Sean Walton.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's my uncle, man. So
Okay.
it's my turn. I did my DNA test, but it's my turn to go over there whenever I can, man. Whenever they do it again.
Well,
And,
hopefully they, because right now they're talking about this whatchamacallit, this $150,000.
oh, hold on,
So
for the dual citizenship.
yeah.
Man, and I just had a debate with Tyreek Nasheed about this, and he's like, "Well, they charging people." And then I hear this, and I'm like, "Ah, man,
Yeah.
really? Is that in
What
Ghana too?"
year? What year? I'm trying to remember what year did Sean come with me? Sean came with me.
This was a few years. Was this about 5 years? Was it before the? It was before the pandemic, I think. Right before the
Nah, it
pandemic.
wasn't before the
It
pandemic.
wasn't before. Okay,
I don't think Sean came with me.
you were there. Well, no, y'all were there. Y'all were there.
Yeah,
Y'all
but I don't think he came with my group.
oh, with the group. No, I don't think he was in. I think y'all kind of like met up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
Yeah. Sean was with another group, but I think we got ours together. I don't remember. But go ahead.
Yeah. So 150. That's crazy,
Well,
man.
I'm sorry, $100,000.
So why did they start doing that? Like after this group,
I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully, we get some clarity on Friday on what they're gonna do officially moving forward. But I don't know what's going on.
O'Shea had a field day with that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Ah, man. Well, you had a lot of when I looked online about, I think, was it Khalees, the singer? She's over in Africa, and Africans. It was mainly South Africans calling her a colonizer.
Man, those are yeah. Never mind. Yeah, yeah, whatever.
So I wanted to piggyback. I seen the topic about Fat Joe saying nigga, right? So he's from New York, I just wanted to get you guys' take on it too. A lot of New Yorkers say, "Oh yeah, we grew up with Puerto Ricans, and we say it back and forth, yada yada yada." It's not the same politics with like Latinos down in Southern, in LA, Southern California, that situation. And Fat Joe, I've seen him. He's been trying to. I'm not gonna say because I don't know if he has any African roots at all. But I've been seeing him with the Orishas in his video, and he's been talking about him and talking about Santeria and African, Afro Caribbean tradition in Puerto Rico and stuff like that. I've seen those videos, right? But I want to ask because a lot of Black Americans, like we talk about a lot of Latinos not embracing their Africanness enough. They had a black abuela, you know what I'm saying? But of course, you had the process of the whitening out process or bettering the race. So I want to ask like that with Black Americans or whatnot, like, should he, if he's, has any African blood, should he embrace that? You know what I'm saying? Like other Latinos I'm starting to see do, or are we talking about it too much? Like, are we going overboard with it or whatnot? Like, what are your opinions on that?
Go ahead, Kasha.
So you asked basically what my opinion is on if he has any African ancestry.
Yeah, or just embracing it. His like, Puerto Ricans, a lot of Puerto Ricans starting to embrace, oh yeah, we Afro Puerto Rican. I'm starting to see that now with these FBA talks. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, here's the thing though, Fat Joe, like I know 2 + 2 = 4. Fat Joe, like he He not black, bro. Like he's a white Puerto Rican. You got white Puerto Ricans and you got black Puerto Ricans. You got white Cubans and you got black Cubans. Shoot, you even got some white Jamaicans. I've seen some Chinese Jamaicans.
Man, I was around some Cubans. You know, I'm initiated in the Afro-Cuban system, Palo, right? And I was down in Miami, and one brother, they call him a Tatiana. He's like my grandfather in Palo, like he's over my godfather. And I'm thinking he's, you know, like he was dark, but he's like, you know, I'm thinking he was more of a white Cuban. His mother walks out and she's black, and it blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what does this guy embrace? Does he embrace his white Cubanness? Is he a black Cuban? Like it threw me off. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even expecting to see that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you seen Fat Joe parents?
No, I haven't. Once I seen his hair, I'm like, damn, hold on. He always had a bald head. I see his hair. He had a straight Dennis the Menace.
Man, he must have had hair in like the early '90s or something.
Yeah, but did you see his child pics, like his kid pics?
He's a white Latino.
Yeah, man.
I always thought he was. I've seen some Puerto Ricans that actually look like Fat Joe. I mean, the only thing that he could probably attribute to being black is maybe his size. You know, like he is pretty tall. You know, like a wide fella as well. Like, but other than that, I don't really see too much African DNA in him. You know, like, and that's no knock to Fat Joe. You know, like be proud white Puerto Rican, but don't try to dabble with the blacks, bro. Just when it's convenient. That's the thing that I don't like with them. It's him and J-Lo. J-Lo like that too. You know, even though we put her on, you know, like she couldn't wait till she could turn her back on black people.
Now I know J-Lo has I know she got some black somewhere down the line or whatever. But
look at you with
J-Lo,
intersexual access, man.
No, J-Lo, man, yeah, she got
Come on, based on what you talking about, them hips, man.
Yeah, the hips, man. Look at she got her lips a little full. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
My only thing is, there is a lot of people who do got black in them, and they don't acknowledge it. So if you ain't acknowledging it, bro, we not finna call you black.
But see, and that's a thing too. Like, what do we do with the people that are starting to do that now? Like, yo, you know, I got this African in my family, because I don't like to play on both sides either. I'm like, look, when we was in the field, you know what I'm saying, and we was getting discriminated against, you know, y'all was trying to be white, but now we loud and proud with it. Y'all like, yo, what about us?
Yeah, I know, right? I've seen that too. I've seen an uptick in that as well. However, I don't acknowledge nobody who I don't see as black. Like, I trust my eyes. I think I've been trained enough to understand who my people is, you know. So
I had an Egyptian brother, man. He wasn't the Muslim Egyptian, he was Coptic. And he was telling me in that Nigerian brother, he said, I'm black. And the Nigerian looking at him like, what? He said, no, I'm black. He said, I know the ancient Egyptians were darker than me. And he was like, I'm black. You know what I'm saying? And
well, they do have black people in Egypt, you know. But most of the people aren't black.
Yeah, most of them not black. You know, but he was Coptic. He was Coptic. He wasn't the Muslim or the what we call the Turkic Egyptian, the Mamelukes that came down there.
So he was Coptic?
Yeah, he was Coptic.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, let me pass the mic to Wall Street Will. Go ahead.
What's going on to the panel? Salute. So just chiming in on the Fat Joe topic, like, I don't care what type of Afro Latino he might have or not. The thing is, are you with us? Are you on code, or are you not? Right?
Yeah.
So on certain topics, it's either, because just because you're black doesn't mean you're with me. Candace Owens ain't with me. You get what I'm saying? Tim Scott.
Yeah, you guys can't call in on your Obama phones. Let me read the super chat. Petition calling out Sierra Leone is a good move. Diasporans and locals. We'll see. Theo, go ahead and unmute yourself, Theo.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Go ahead.
Hey, so just to chime in real quick, I think when someone says anything, you have to consider the intent, the meaning, and the context of what they're saying. Other than that, you're just making an arbitrary judgment that really has no valid point in dismissing or arguing against a person saying what they're saying. You get what I'm saying? So when someone uses that term, it matters what they mean when they use it. Can y'all hear me?
I don't think that matters.
I mean, other than that, what's your problem with it? If it has no meaning, what's the problem? If
It
the
does have a
meaning
meaning.
is benign, if the meaning is benign or with good intention, then what's the problem? If the meaning is malice, then you can see the problem.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're just taking issue. It's like a dog whistle, right? You're conditioned to react. You're reacting to your conditioning versus reacting to the reality, right?
I
It's
mean, I
almost
don't.
like Pavlov's
Yeah.
theory where you get trained to react to a particular sound a particular way because of a long lost context. Once that context is gone and there's a new meaning for it, you should react according to that and not what you were conditioned to act towards it um, in the past,
How
right?
do
So
we?
But
it,
How
I,
are we
I want to
it's
conditioned to react to that in the
I want to
past?
finish the
well
point I was
in a
making
violent way.
earlier,
If you
though.
if you if you look if you look in just around, I mean, I'm 40 something years old, so I've seen people allow people to call them a bitch, a mf, and they totally ignored it, being very mature about the situation and composing themselves and moving on. And as soon as they heard that word, they just turned into something else, right? And acted as if all their actions were validated just because that word was
Yeah.
uttered.
It was
That's kind of
emotional. It was
weird. That's
emotional
that's
reaction.
conditioning.
Yeah,
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 that's
I
that's a
agree.
that's a mental conditioning,
I agree.
right? So I think we have to come to a place where we're no longer we are no longer effective because it's like we've given someone a certain kind of control. We've been trained to kind of like, it's almost like we've been hypnotized, and it's like we can act civilized, and then they give this word that can click and turn us on, and we just act like something else,
Right.
right? So when I see people react like that, it's like maybe that was intentional. I'm not, I don't know if it was, but it just
But
comes off as like, man, these folks are hypnotized, and not everybody reacts like that, but it's like being hypnotized. You acting civilized, and anytime someone wants to show that you're not civilized, they just say that word, and
Mhm.
people turn into this uncontrollable, violent, as if it's justified. And it's kind of weird because a lot of times, especially when you see people do it in the context, is like benign or harmless or friendly. If someone is singing a song and you hear them say that word and they're not black, you're gonna react
okay,
like that's
Theo, what
weird. That's just. I mean, and I know I say it's weird because I know knowing that it's normal to do it, but I think we've normalized like irrational behavior when it comes to hearing that word. Not when
okay,
it's
Theo, what if
used.
you request to not be called a N word? And because what I said
Well, okay, if
earlier,
somebody's calling you that, that's different, and you don't like to be called that.
Yeah.
That's different. But if
yeah.
someone's just saying it
So
and
what I
you're
said
reacting
earlier
like,
is I saw a video of Fat Joe. It's an interview about a decade ago. And he said that he
mm-hmm,
said my N word to a black person. And the black
uh-huh.
person kindly requested that, hey, please don't call me that. And he got upset and said, you know what I mean. So,
Yeah, I mean, and I get it, but even if me, as a black person, if somebody requested that I didn't say that, I mean, I would respect it. You get what I'm saying? I've used it all my life. My
Mhm.
friends use it, my family use it, and it's never, don't get me wrong. People use it in anger sometimes too, but a lot of times it's just used in a friendly, manner. It's just part of the lexicon. And
I mean, in
Fat
that
Joe
case,
is
we
just
should
like
stop
Fat
saying
Joe
it.
grew up. If Fat Joe grew up in a German speaking society, he would grow up speaking German. And he would
Right.
use the lingo, that's related to the neighborhood, or whatever German neighborhood he grew up in.
Yeah, but
That's
the
just how
Jews
how,
ain't
how
gonna
it
let you
goes.
call them certain things. Like that's the problem. See, we first
Well,
gotta admit
if he grew up
we
like that and he
we
had an
first
intimate
gotta admit
relationship,
this. We first
okay.
gotta admit that even having this conversation shows that this word isn't to be played with how we've played with it in the past, right? So
Yeah, because we're conditioned.
if we do decide as a people that we want to
Yeah, he went out again. Let me pass the mic to Melanated Royalty. Melanated Royalty, go ahead, unmute yourself. Melanated
We
Royalty,
call the
unmute
guy
yourself.
Fat Joe, and I mean that could be derogatory, right? But we understand
Hold on,
it can be endearing.
let me Melanated Royalty, go
Okay.
ahead.
Peace, everyone. Peace. Um, I have a completely different view of this. When I was coming up, we rarely said that word, one, outside, and we never said it around somebody who wasn't black. If we heard somebody else using that word, you got punched. It was on immediately. But
Conditions.
what I saw was as time went on, a certain generation, it's almost like trauma bonding mixed with the one drop rule. So it's like if I ask you if Obama's black, some people will say yes, even though he has a European mother, a white mother. Some people will say no. If I ask people, is Halle Berry black? Some people gonna say yes. Some people gonna say no. If I ask people if Derek Jeter is black, again, so it's like people, especially when they grow up around us, it's like if the cops run down on us, they're gonna take all of us. And I never looked at that. Like we changed that word for us, not for everybody else to use it, for us. And I stopped using this word probably 15 years ago. And I'm from New York. I was getting on the train and there was three white boys sitting on the train like, nah, nigga, yo. And I froze. I looked around the train at other black people. Nobody was like shocked. And I'm looking at them like, are you serious? And that was I was done with the word because other people, oh no, see, he grew up in the house next to me. He grew up in the apartment next to me. He's my nigga. He's my nigga. This idea of a nigga pass is like oxymoronic to me. And here we are dealing with Fat Joe and Pun. J Lo said it. I'm glad some people called her out on it. She said it in the song, and people called her out rightfully, but then they let the rapper say it. It's so that word is done, man. If like you
Yeah,
can't get offended.
yeah, but
But
we should
it's not
stop
from an
saying it.
intelligent.
We should
Go ahead,
stop
sir.
saying it then. We should
I
stop
stopped
using
saying
it
it. I
if
stopped saying it.
rappers, yeah. And then I agree with you, bro. Like how you say you stop saying it, not like me. I'm like, yo, let me stop saying it because either
Stop.
we want
Yeah.
to put this in our entertainment and because remember it's more Hispanics and white people buying our music than any damn thing because
Yep.
it's majority white country, right?
Yep.
But either we're gonna take that word out of our lexicon, we're gonna stop saying it in public, we'll keep saying it, and people are adopting our culture every day. You know what I'm saying? Whether you go to the Bay Area and you see Samoans and everybody, you know what I'm saying, acting like Black Americans up there, or you go here, I'm in Detroit, you see Arabs, young Arabs acting black, you know, Black Americans, right? Either we're gonna get rid of that word, or we're gonna
But
keep them saying it. It's crazy.
let me let me add this real quick. Let's just say this, right? Let's just put this on the table because I think this is a fact. I'm almost sure this is fact, right? The word is has roots in Latin, right? And that word in Latin actually means black, right? So the derogatory connotation actually comes from the how do I say this? It comes from the fact of people describing another people as black but doing it in a derogatory way, right? So other than that, the word has no real meaning. Any other meaning that's tied to that word is actually tied to the word through the opinions of people about the people who were described by that word, right? So here we got a word that means black, right? And if you have a negative opinion of black people, then you have a negative opinion of that term, right? So someone can use black in the same derogatory manner, and some people will get offended, right? If you accept that the negativity comes with the term of being black. So if you believe, or if you buy into it, or if you feel inferior by someone calling you black, right? Because you know they have these negative opinions of black people, then eventually you would have a problem with people associating you with being black. That word has no, it is the same way, right? The Latin speaking countries of Portuguese and Spain introduced the northern European countries to the slave trade. And of course, they had a way of describing that difference, that predominant difference in Africans from Europeans, which was the color of the skin, which was negra, negro, niger, however you want to say it. That's why you got countries like Nigeria and Niger, right? It's all related. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You can try to disassociate the term because of how it was used by people who despise black people, and that's all it was. But at the end of the day, the word simply means black. Now, anybody who says, "Oh, a nigga is something separate from black people," and you act like I'm not a nigga, I'm a black man, and you go in front of a person who hates black people, and you try to explain to that person, "Oh, I'm a black man, I'm not a nigga," and expect that you're gonna be treated differently, you missing the point. They have a problem with your blackness, whether it is black in Latin or black in English. You get what I'm saying? So all of that nigga means a lazy person. That's just that's a way of trying to create like a class of black people to put yourself above another particular black person in the eyes of Europeans. That's all that was. I'm not one of those black guys. I'm not a nigger. I'm a black man.
And,
Or I'm
and
colored, or we
No,
try to do all types of things to like to come up.
let me pass the
Okay,
mic. Bubble Rants,
my
go
bad,
ahead.
my bad.
Yeah, you was a little long-winded, brother. But yeah,
Go ahead.
my thing is this, right?
I can be that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying it in a bad way, brother. I wasn't trying to pick a fight or nothing. But
Gotcha, gotcha.
my thing is this, right? All words don't mean nothing until people agree on it. You know what I mean? You have to agree to what it means. In the streets, we say trapping. Everybody agree and know what I'm talking about if I say I'm trapping or I'm about to slide, or we all know what that means. You know what I mean? So the word got to be agreed upon. The reason why it's offensive to hear them talk about they niggas is because they not niggas. They not niggas. This ain't some shit you just put on like a pair of Jordans or something, or a pair of Nikes or something.
what make you not a nigga though?
Huh?
What make you not a nigga?
Because niggas come from the plantations of the South. Period. You
So
can't
a
immigrate.
black
Huh?
Brazilian wouldn't be a nigga?
And no, a black African won't be a nigga. Jamaicans ain't niggas. None of them ain't niggas. They wasn't niggas before. They wasn't niggas in the 70s. They wasn't niggas in the 60s. They
So
wasn't niggas in the
so do we have proof that they weren't using that term in these other colonies?
we should be able to see it. If you look at the Malcolm X movie, Malcolm X, he was talking about nigga in the 20s. If you look at Fred Sanford was talking about nigga in the 70s. My mama's 70 years old. She called me nigga. My father would be, if he was alive, he'd be about 70 years old. When he used to pick me up and drive me around in the 90s and shit like that, he said, yeah, I went and picked up my little nigga. We been talking like that.
Yeah, we
These
made it a slang, but the
no, we've been
origin come from Latin though, and
man,
they
but they
call people
wasn't down there,
Negroes.
bro. Listen, bro, we can do all this rigmarole and all this semantics and all that. At the end of the day, they weren't calling themselves niggas until they heard us saying it.
I mean,
Period.
is it semantics when it does have the origin from that? And
But they
white
that
people
ain't
just, it's like
that ain't
black
what
and blackie.
they're not calling themselves niggas because it comes from somewhere in Africa or somewhere in Latin. They calling themselves niggas because they mimicking us. That's what that is. That's what. When did they start doing it then?
Nigerian.
Can I speak on
Nigerians
this?
was not walking around Nigeria calling themselves niggas.
When the
Can I speak on
Portuguese
this?
said, "Let's go get
Come
them
on, man.
Negroes from Africa."
It's tomato, dude. Nigerian niggas, tomato.
Man, they want to
Nah,
call themselves. Now everybody
what
want
it
to be
was
a
is
nigga all of a
what it
sudden
was
because
is
it's
Black
cool now.
Americans. What it
Huh?
was is as more and more people from other Black countries came in, Black Americans say we niggas. Like it started in the 80s and the 90s with
No, it did
rap
before
music.
that. No, before that.
No. I'm saying when other groups started using it. You're right what you're saying, but you're saying they started mimicking y'all. Nah, it was Black people saying we niggas and we reclaiming that word. That's what that came from.
Yeah, but this
So you're
before
right in
that.
what you're saying,
No,
but
the Black
it wasn't
Americans
like they
said
were
we niggas,
mimicking.
so we
It
could.
was like a group thing because if they run down on a Jamaican or they run down on a Black American, they don't see the difference. That's what that was. And then the reclaiming of the word is like this is a word for us. It was a word used because words when like the brother was saying earlier, when you use words, it's the intent. The use of the word was the intent to hurt and demean us. So when we come together, it's like we niggas and it's our word and nobody else should use it. And if
Well, listen,
other
brother,
groups
I can tell.
respected us, they wouldn't use the word. That's why
Well,
people
listen,
used
what
to
I'm
get
saying.
punched in the
I don't
face,
know.
like,
I don't.
yo,
You
you
you might
can't
not
say
be
that
from
word.
this. You might not be from this culture. What I'm telling you is this, right? When we start
What
using the
culture are you
word,
speaking on? What culture?
Black
Name the
American
culture.
culture, Black
Hello,
American.
guys.
Let me
I'm
say
from
this,
hip hop
right?
culture.
This shit,
Go
huh?
ahead. I'm
You
from
said
hip hop
what?
culture. Go ahead. I'm
You
from
were
hip
born
hop
in hip
culture.
hop culture.
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
No, yeah, I knew you wasn't
That's why
Black
I know.
American.
That's why I know
No, you don't know.
why
If
other
you
groups started
Red
using it.
Shepherd was talking about nigga in the 70s. That's on
I
camera.
I
Yeah, but
agree
it's
with you,
still
Hello,
coming
brother.
from
guys.
origin. It
Here,
still
Yeah,
has
yeah.
an
I
origin.
see you, Lewis. I see. I'm gonna pass you in a second. I'm passing
so
you in
I'm
a second.
just
Go
get
ahead.
this
Go
one
ahead.
part out, just this one piece, right? We what am I trying to say? We turned it into a term of endearment when we got to say, okay, you didn't get that job because you a nigga. You didn't they fired you because you a nigga, but all right, you my nigga. Nigga and nigger is the same word. It's just the way that we pronunciate the word and we understand the intent behind it. Like if I say I'm going to the store, you'll be like, what the fuck? No, nigga, I'm about to go to the store. That's how we talk. You know what I mean? I'm about to go to the store. I'm about to you know how we talk, how we pronunciate the words and the intent behind it. This is not their culture. Period. That is not their culture. This is not Jamaican
You
culture.
you know we tried to get rid of that term nigga when everybody started using the word
Who
brother.
tried to
Like
get rid of it? Who was
the Nation
we?
of Islam,
Bro, that
different brothers from
FOMO
the
and all that weird
70s.
ass shit, that shit
We
was
started
real
saying
shit.
brother instead of nigga. We're not gonna use
Brother,
nigga no
nigga,
more.
all that.
We're gonna
I'm
say
never gonna
brother.
stop saying it. I don't use it with them though. If I'm around some Jamaicans or something, I don't use it with them either. I
Hey, let
don't
me
use
let me
it
let,
with
let
white
me
people.
let me pass the mic to Lewis. Go ahead, Lewis.
All right, there, people. Listen, I love the show. Love the subject. I felt I had to chime in. As you get on a bit in life, you need to share your experience with the world. I live here in England. I'm a man from Ghana. Been here a long time. First time I ever got in trouble with the police was I was about 36 years of age. About 1996, I remember it because the week my mom died. A Spanish woman. I'm a bus driver. I got a bus right in central London. This woman is driving a bus. She's trying to get the bus around my bus. She maneuvered very badly. She couldn't get the bus round. And I was sitting in a bus with my feet up waiting for my turn to go. So she ran up to my bus. Move the bus. Move your fucking bus. I said, oh, calm down, lady. It's not my fault. My bus is already parked. Okay, give me a few seconds. I'll move the bus because you just can't get in the bus and move it. You got to start it up, old diesel bus and so on. She didn't have no patience. All her male friends are watching her, so she feels pressure that she can't get this bus around. She said she thinks I'm taking too long. Walk up to me, move the bus, you fucking nigger. This is a Spanish woman. She called me a nigger 4 times. On the 4th time, there was 3 police officers standing right by. I come out, they couldn't hear her speak, but they were close enough to see what's happening. She called me a nigger when she got to the 4th time. I gave her such a slap, she was on the floor with her teeth falling out of her fucking mouth. The word nigger, I had to look it up because I took the case. She denied that she called me a nigger, by the way. And one of the police officers who was nearby was shocked because I was speaking to them only about 20 minutes earlier on. And they were shocked that what has happened. So I told them what happened. They wrote down the statement. One of the police officers made up the statement and said that I just went up to her and punched her and all that. Anyway, when we went to the police station, the police officer, the sergeant, got him to change his statement because
they could see what was happening. This is 1996. So the CCTV was there, but it wasn't that big. But anyway, I kept my cool and so on. They arrested me. There was a black police officer that saw what happened, and she was surprised. She was saying, "Well, what exactly happened there? Why come these are arrested?" And they didn't want her to get involved because that was the month in the year when the new law came in about racism and calling people out their name and so on. So they sort of pushed her to one side. But I remember her saying she must have said something because he would never have done that. And they pulled her aside, didn't let her get involved in the case. But to cut a long story short, it was against a low case that was in a district court here in England. She lied and said that she never called me the word nigger. I pushed it from the basic county court all the way to the high court. In the old days, I was standing in front of the judges that would have sent you down to death. They're wearing ribbons and that. You want to know about that wig? You want to be there in that court that day. And I told him, I stuck to my guns what she'd said. Eventually, her solicitor admitted that she called me that word nigger. But the excuse that she gave in court was that she's Spanish and that the word nigger is a respectable word that just means black. I done my research before I went to the court, and I was able to explain to the judge that I was schooled enough to realize what the word Negro means in Spanish. But she called me nigger in a derogative term, and the judge understood. And the case was thrown out. It was my first ever thing with a court. Other than that, I would have been behind bars. I was sacked out of work and everything. I could have got the case back, but I'd moved on from there. But hear me out. The word nigger is actually, depending on how it is said, a respectable word in the Spanish language and the Latin that means black. It's actually in the Bible.
Acts 13 and 10.
Right.
Acts 13
you understand? But obviously, as black people, because of what we've been through, we just say that, obviously, as you said, to lower it down and so on. So in what we got to remember is that it is actually a respectable word if it is used properly in its proper context. But she wasn't speaking Spanish to me, so there was no need for her to even come out with that. That was just some bullshit excuse. But I hope you understand.
Did you grow up with that word?
No, I didn't grow up. I grew up in Ghana. We never used that word. There was no need.
It's not really your culture, though, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, because the English, number one, English not a fast language, and it's not an English word. It's a derogative word that they're using, but the actual word, if it's used in its proper context, does mean negro, negrata. It depends how they use it. Yeah.
But you can change it. You can change it to, like, say for instance, like we use the word black, right? And it's not disrespectful. We call it, hey, what's up, black man? But if a European says blackie, right, then it becomes disrespectful when you add blackie, the Y to it. You feel what I'm saying? So the intent, and what we talking about with Fat Joe, it was the intent. And the whole thing, that whole debate, that whole dialogue with him and Matt Hoffa was about Tariq Nasheed and a lot of the FBA trolling brothers online and stuff like that. Right. That's what it was about. Because they were talking about just different. It's like, yo, why you being xenophobic? You feel what I'm saying? Like, even though I have disagreements with Busta Rhymes on certain things and how he handled himself when he's like, oh yeah, this is Jamaican coach, da 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 da. You know, what happened to the camaraderie in hip hop? Like, what is up with all these old dudes getting on here snapping, bro? Like, FBA over here, Busta Rhymes doing this, saying, no, Caribbean started this. Like, why y'all? Listen, is it like a midlife crisis type of thing that these dudes are
No. Listen, this is not a new argument as such, but obviously it's been done now on the internet. A lot of these content makers like to bring up stuff, especially Tariq Nasheed, for his audience, stir up all trouble between black people, disunity, and then run away with it. I saw the Fat Joe interview. I don't remember Fat Joe saying that hip hop was not started by blacks. I just remember him saying that it's a Bronx thing. Fair enough. I only made it when I came here.
All of it though. You ain't see all it. You don't know what we're talking about now. You don't know what we're talking about.
No. Hear me. Hear me out.
I seen it.
Yeah, right. Let me hear me out. What I'm saying is that me as a black person, I don't accept even black people really using it, and I don't accept no white person using it. It ain't gonna work. Not with me.
Do you have a problem being called black though?
Oh man,
no problem at all.
That's completely different. Let me pass.
There's a reason why I asked that, because some people will have a problem with you calling black, and it comes from the same idea. Some people don't want to feel the other. People don't want to be other. People don't want to be other. So anytime, it's people who. You telling me
brother.
there aren't people who would otherwise be considered black who will tell you I'm not black? Don't call me black.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah,
I
but
know
it's
that. I
the
come across.
same idea. Let me pass
Yeah.
the mic. Yehuda been to Israel. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, yes, I appreciate it, Dennis. So, so my belief on the topic is that so right now we living in different times. So, when I was younger, when I had moved to New York, African American kids, they have a way of embracing you into their culture. So of course everybody call everybody nigga. So it was the same thing with the Puerto Rican kids. I think with the situation now is that now with FBA, ADOS now are calling out all of the disrespect that's coming from other nations, other
Brother,
diaspora groups. Uh,
brother.
hold on, let me finish. Let me finish saying what I'm saying. So now every disrespect goes on the billboard now for everybody to see.
Uh-huh.
So every time somebody says something disrespectful to African Americans, they add more gas to the fire, and FBA ADOS explodes and get bigger and bigger to the point now that you have artists like Fat Joe getting canceled, like Busta Rhymes getting canceled, like academics getting canceled,
Brother, brother,
also affecting elections. Sir,
brother.
you just spoke. It's my time to speak. You got to wait till I'm done. So now the situation. So with that being said, so now and you kind of throw off my train of thought. So, but there has been a situation where this was a situation that had to be dealt with because for years, like the title of the live, the title is about why does he get a pass, and for a long time, people have been giving Latinos a pass, even though people knew that there was a anti-black sentiment in the Latino community. So, but now this time everybody's calling out the anti-black sentiment, and have been calling out for the past few years now. And now people are starting to be awake and start recalling incidents because these incidents are ongoing. So every day you go out there and you interact with a Latino person, you is a chance and a possibility that you're going to see some kind of anti-blackness coming from them. So when Fat Joe said what he said about Latinos creating hip hop 50-50, of course people are going to jump on him because if you listen to the old people who actually started the hip hop culture, they was talking about how the
I
Puerto
didn't
Ricans
hear him
didn't mess
saying.
with them.
I didn't hear him saying
Uh,
50-50, brother. I
sir,
didn't
let
hear
me
him say that.
finish talking.
He didn't say
Nobody
that.
talking.
Well, you've been too long about it. Get to the point, bro.
So, so,
Hold on, let Yehuda finish. I got past the Action Jackson. Go ahead, Yehuda.
so, so with him saying that, people, the older generation saw it as disrespectful. The reason why is because they know that Puerto Ricans didn't mess with black people at the time. As a matter of fact, Puerto Ricans
Oh,
was
come
calling black
on.
people monkey and walking around with Nazi jackets and crazy shit at the time. So of
Okay,
course
why are you
people are
even
going to
messing
take
with them
offense
then?
to it. Sir,
Why are you even messing with them?
why is this man? I can't even talk, and this man keep jumping up in my conversation. You know
Because
what?
you're jumping around. You're not making a point,
hold
bro.
on, go on.
You're jumping around.
You
You're not
talk.
making a point. Yeah.
So this is a panel where people are talking. What are you talking
But
about?
respectfully, brother, you're being long winded, bro.
Yehuda, you got 30 seconds. Then
No, I was done. I was done, but of course I'm going to be long if everybody keep interrupting me.
But anything you want to add?
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. All right, Action Jackson. Go ahead, Action Jackson.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
All right, so here's my thing, right? Nobody wants to use the word that is derogatory for other groups of people. You don't see the natives calling each other savages. You don't see Jews calling each other the K word, right? But everybody wants to say the N word. And it's always coming from people that they ain't been through what we've been through. All right. Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, we get treated the worst. We fight for everybody else's rights. We fight for everybody else's struggles. But when something happens to us, nobody else wants to come and fight for us. But then they want to reserve the right to use the derogatory word that was given to us by enslavers. And so I don't think anybody should be saying that. I don't think we should be saying that word, especially not white people. And Spanish folks don't even like us like that. Like they really don't. You know, they don't like us like that. And if you
That's
think
not
they
true.
do,
But go ahead, man.
if you think they do, try to date one of their daughters, try to date one of their sisters. Yeah, you might find a few that, you know, individuals who do respect us and do like us, but on a mass scale, they don't really like us like that. And
So you know, Latin America has different countries in there, it's different groups of people.
Yep.
If you're talking from a California standpoint or a Texas standpoint, where you're just dealing with Mexicans or something like that, that
no,
might
I'm
have
from
a
the East
whole
Coast.
different. You said what?
The anti-blackness in the Latin world is worse.
Yep.
Yeah, but that
The Latin world is very, very anti-black. They treat
Like,
their
look how
people
they
like the
treat.
black people down there like shit.
If you talk to
yeah,
the
but
dark-skinned
who?
Puerto Ricans, if you talk to the dark-skinned Mexicans, they will tell you that lighter-skinned Puerto Ricans, lighter-skinned Mexicans, they treat them different. They'll tell you that. So
But you
this
can
is
group
like
them
a
all in
global
together.
thing that once your skin gets a certain shade of dark, even in Thailand, you can go as far as Thailand. They treat the darker Thais different than they treat the other ones. Like you got people in different parts of Asia,
So
you see the women walk around with umbrellas in the sun because if they tan, they get treated different. Like
I would say
But
this, Master
Fat Joe is
Jackson.
an individual, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank
You
you.
should say the
And
lighter skinned Latino people treated because
listen,
the dark. Because I got a brother that's like my godfather. He's black. He's bliggity black from Cuba, and he
yeah.
tells me about the. That's why I was like, I don't want to generalize everybody we call Latino because you have black Latinos
I mean,
too.
I don't live in America, and I fully understand about the Latinos and so on. I mean, I'm abreast of all that. With where Fat Joe is concerned, we gotta admit it, there are some of them who do rock with us, who, you know, politically back in the past, from the time they sent soldiers in Angola to fight some of our wars. Fat Joe is an individual whom I don't know personally, but I could say out of the hip hop world, out of any of the Latinos, he was in Africa doing concerts way before many of our top artists even thought about going there in places like, we know that. We've seen him in Ghana, places like that.
Yeah.
That's how
Well,
Fat Joe
Well,
is.
Cuba and
yeah, but
Cuba
why
and
do people
Brazil,
want to
they
say
embrace
that
their
word
African
though?
culture.
Well,
They
please let me
embrace their
get in.
African
I haven't
culture
been
in
able to
Brazil and
speak
Cuba.
yet.
Can I answer?
That's my thing. Like nobody
Yeah.
wants to say the derogatory word for Jewish people. Nobody wants to. You don't
Right.
see Spanish people walking around calling each other wetbacks. You don't
It's
Exactly.
see that.
different. I'm gonna
And
tell you.
and
Let me
But
tell you the
everybody
difference.
wants to say the
oh,
word
well, are y'all able to
that
hear
was
me?
given for
Let
us.
me tell you the
Respectfully, are y'all
difference
able
real
to hear
quick.
me?
Let me tell you the difference real quick. You just said no
I'm
one
gonna speak after
should
you
use the
then.
word savages, right? But savages has a specific meaning. The word,
Yeah.
the K word, has a specific. Wetback. All of these things are in and of themselves negative. The word,
Well, Theo, let
the
me ask
N
you this.
word. I have you. Wait. The N word isn't in and of itself a negative, just like black.
All right,
It's
well,
how
hold
you
on, hold
use
on,
it.
hold on, hold on. Well, Theo, let me ask you
Let me
this.
just
Hold
finish.
on.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
One mic at a
Let me
time.
finish. Let me
One mic
finish.
at a time.
Hold on. Let me
And I'm
finish.
next. I'm next. Go ahead.
Mulatto. Go ahead, Mulatto.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you. And it'll be brief. Just to Theo and King Cass, respectfully, since you all give Hispanics a pass to call y'all niggas,
We're
do
talking
these
about an
same
individual.
exactly do these same Hispanics give you a pass to call them spicks?
We're talking about an
Which
individual.
Hispanics? White
I'm
Hispanics or
asking a
black
question.
Hispanics?
Do
That's a
any
great point.
Hispanics, any of them, do they give you a pass to call them spicks?
Black Hispanics or
What
white
does spick
Hispanics?
mean? What does spick mean? What does that mean?
Theo, hold on,
It's
hold
a
on. Theo,
derogatory word. That's a
Hold on.
derogatory word
One mic.
for Spanish people.
Theo, I want you to go up to a Hispanic person and call him a spick.
But tell me
And
what
see
it
what they
means,
say.
though. Tell me what it
Theo.
means.
It's a derogatory word for Latino people. Like you got to
So
understand, like the N word was given to us
No,
as a
it
way
wasn't.
to not call us
No, it
human.
wasn't.
Yes, the slave
No, it wasn't,
masters,
brother.
called
All
us
right.
the N word. And on the East Coast, they used the ER, and in the South, they used the A because they had bad English. And they called us that word because they didn't want to call us human beings, because if they humanize us, now they got to feel bad about the evil things that they did to us. So instead of, just like the native, instead of calling the native a human being, they called him a savage. So it's a derogatory word.
So answer the question. I don't want to come off this argumentative. Let me explain.
Do they give you a pass to call them spicks?
Hold on.
Do they give you a pass to call them spicks?
I hear you. You asked. Let me
call you niggas? They don't let them call them spicks. Why you let them call you?
You gonna hold on? Wait. I didn't even answer the question.
I'm listening.
I didn't answer the question. Let me, because everything has context, right? If I grew up, wait, come on, man, just let me answer, brother. If I grew up around Latinos, right, in that culture, and I had friends who spoke like
that, though.
Hold on.
Let him finish, bro.
Can we hold on? Because first of all, I don't hear Latinos calling each other spicks. I don't hear nobody saying my spick. What's up, my? So the derogatory term of spick is an absolute derogatory term. The N-word is not an absolutely derogatory term. Rather, we're using it contemporarily or we're using it historically. Historically, we can say it was used as a description of a people's skin tone. Contemporarily, we can say people use it loosely in an endearing way and sometimes in a derogatory way, right? But in and of itself, it's not derogatory. Let's look at the word fat. We call Fat Joe Fat Joe. You could use that term derogatorily towards someone. You could say,
but people weren't
wait, hold on.
Hey,
that's your personal feeling.
To let them call you
I'm
niggas,
not making an excuse, man. I'm just saying,
bro.
What I'm telling you is, if you divorce your feeling, if you think
I gotta pass the mic to my Theo, just let them call you nigga, Theo. Just be done.
Yeah, just let them call you a nigga. They got you in check.
Let them call you nigga, man. Go ahead, Mulatto Rice.
So what about a black?
Hold on. Let me pass the mic to Mulatto Rice because he's
just
away.
For context, what is Theo? Just for context.
No, hold on. Vu, let me Mulatto Rice. Go ahead.
Yes, and I appreciate this, Dynasty, man. It'll be brief. And literally, I asked that question to Theo to highlight a point. These blacks that allow Hispanics,
it don't land well.
These blacks that allow Hispanics to call them niggas, but these same blacks won't call these Hispanics spicks. These Hispanics got these niggas in check. Really, these are weak Negroes.
Yep.
And I want my children never emulate these weak Negroes. And I pass the mic.
Let me ask
Thank you. Let me just add, bro.
What does that even mean?
If I could just add to that, it's because you guys, listen. It's because you guys in America have allowed other people to control the culture and what goes down. They feel comfortable. They feel comfortable.
You can't
listen. People like Tariq Nasheed, who claims to be, no, it is about him. It is about him. He's the one. Listen,
that's all you know.
No, we're all observing it. We're all observing it on the internet. Listen to me.
About Black American culture, and you're not a
Listen to me. Listen to me. You've allowed. Listen. You have allowed, brother. Listen to me. You have allowed this pimp, part-time hustler, to name the name for your group of people. You're allowing this man.
In our culture, we got a lot of part-time hustlers in our culture.
He told us not to celebrate Kwanzaa no more. He said don't celebrate Kwanzaa.
Listen. Why are you allowing? Why are you allowing? Why are you allowing a YouTuber? Why are you allowing a YouTuber to name your indigenous group of people? You mean to tell me that me, a man who respects the African American people, you want me to call my African American people an FBA after some pimp because of some pimp on YouTube? You need to get hold of your culture and control it.
Tariq problem, bro. Tariq problem. This ain't about Tariq. We talking about something totally different.
It is about. He's included in it. It is about Tariq.
No, it's
not.
It is
very much about Tariq.
For you, it is. For you,
Fat Joe was talking about Tariq.
Ain't nobody.
Sorry,
I know that's a deflection. Right now, we talking about Hispanics disrespecting blacks and blacks allowing it. That's what we talking about right now.
But that man don't mean no disrespect. That man doesn't mean any disrespect. And if you can't intellectualize, see, that's a failure. That's a failure of thought.
I'm gonna complete the
That's a
sentence. then I'm
failure of
pass the
thought
mic.
when you can't
I'ma
contextualize
complete
what a
it
person means.
respectfully. I'm gonna complete the sentence, then I'm gonna pass the mic. This particular man, Theo, he's a black man. He already articulated it. He allows Hispanics to call him a nigga, but he will never dare call them a spick. He would never dare call him a
That's
wetback.
weak.
This is a
That's
trained
weak.
Negro. This
That's
Negro is
weakness.
trained by the
That's
Hispanics.
weakness.
He is trained by
So
the
so
wetbacks.
so so that's probably your hang up right there. Look how you talking right now.
Well,
You
he's a
being
mulatto. He ain't
disrespectful.
even black. He ain't even
You
black. He a
you
Yes,
you
I'm a
can't
mulatto.
mulatto.
see the problem
Yes, I'm a
is you
mulatto. And then I
you
don't let
can't
Hispanics
listen.
call me a nigga, and I don't let
Right.
Hispanics call me a nigga. If you blacker than me,
Okay,
stand up
I
and be
get you.
blacker than me, nigga.
No way.
But
If you
that's
Not
blacker
your
than me,
Hispanic
temperament.
then
Your
stand
mulatto.
up and be
temperament
blacker
won't
than me.
allow you. Your
If you blacker
temperament
than
won't
me,
allow you to
stand up and be blacker than me.
contextualize
Yo, I
because you
just
get
don't think
emotional. That's
nobody
not.
Respectfully,
should be
if
saying
you
that
blacker than
word.
me,
Like
stand up and
nobody
be
should
blacker
say
than
it.
me. I'm not
Nobody should
letting
be
no
saying that
Hispanics call me
word.
a nigga.
We
Are you?
shouldn't say it.
Let me add this to the conversation, though. Seriously.
Right. You slang names and do name calling, right?
Listen,
So
hold
you
on. Let me
can't
say this.
contextualize a person who uses a term
Let
endearingly
me say
from
this,
a
right?
person who's
Yep.
using it derogatory.
Why
Right?
you
That's
don't use
just a
spick as a
failure.
term of endearment
That's
then?
just a failure of
Why?
your
I mean,
thinking, my
what
Hold on, let me have
brother.
a
happens?
dialogue. Hold on,
What
Vovo. Let me have a
happens
dialogue with him. Let me have a
if you?
dialogue with him. Why
All
don't you
right.
use the term spick as a term of endearment
Because
then, brother?
it is not
Why don't
an
you use the
endearing
term
term.
wetback
Is it
as a
ever
term of
endearing?
endearment, brother?
Is it ever endearing?
It can't be if nigga is.
Oh my
Checkmate.
lord. Okay, brother.
If nigga is a term of endearment, why spick not
Okay,
a term of
you can
endearment,
have that.
brother?
You can have that.
Oh,
I
but
ain't got no
brother
argument with
mulatto,
that.
All right.
you
Let
say
me
you're
just
not
say this.
black. You
Donaldson, man.
mulatto. You a
Let me shout
mulatto,
out the
right?
host. Donaldson, man. Thanks for having me up. I'm
No,
done talking to these
brother,
fools
brother mulatto.
No
respectfully.
Let
problem.
me holler
All
at
right,
you,
brother.
brother mulatto. Hold
We're
on.
gonna go ahead
Let me ask you.
we're gonna go ahead and close out. Everyone, thanks so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. The next time, family. Donnie Samir, search for Huru. Peace.
All right. Bye, Dinah. Bye.
Bye bye.